1360 AM, Johnstown, Denver.
All right, guys, hold on to your socks. If you're not wearing socks, go put some on, and then hold on to them. Item from Fox News: Iranian lawmakers shouted "Death to America" and burned the United States flag on Wednesday, just hours after President Trump announced he was withdrawing from the nuclear deal championed and agreed to by former President Barack Obama's administration. Stop! Now, my friends, every once in a while, by the way, this is Howard Riell, Riell Truth, I like to invoke logic, clear thinking. I apologize. I realize I'm talking primarily to a Colorado audience, and Colorado went for Hillary in the election. And so things like logic, common sense, clarity of thought are alien to a lot of people hearing this show. And yet I will persevere. Here are the leaders of a country, Iran, death to America and burning our flag. And so tell me, are these dependable peace partners? Are these people who negotiated in good faith and plan to carry out what's required of them? Are they people we can trust? Are they the savory kind of people we can lean on? Well, there are two answers. First answer is, of course not. Second answer is, if you're a Democrat, if you're a liberal, if you're a Hillary voter, then your answer is probably something like, yeah, why not? That's why America went to hell for 8 years while Barack Obama was in the office. And that's why we've done a 180 and we're coming back to sanity and reality now with Trump in the White House. A country that screams death to America, death to Israel, and burns the flags is the last country that we should be involved with, aside from, bombing. You want peace? Me too. Demolish Tehran. The next morning, I promise you, Iranians will want nothing but peace. They'll sit in the corner like good little boys and girls. You'll pat them on the head, and they won't think again of a nuclear program, funding terror, of jihad. Reduce Tehran to molecules, and we'll have peace. It's a small price to pay, believe me. The number one state sponsor of terror, there is a no-lose provision in this deal. Blow them up, wreak horrifying carnage upon them. There is no downside, except maybe that a lot of terrorists around the world won't be getting their paychecks. That's how you make peace. This negotiation and pulling out of a deal, and we'll talk about a new deal and changing the deal. This is just taking us down the road to eventual disaster. Okay. Now, you know the show is called Riell Truth because I'm laying truth on you already. It's Thursday. We'll be right back.
Are you driving a vehicle with hail damage from summer storm? Tired of waiting months to get your vehicle repaired? Dent Vision specializes in paintless dent and hail repair. And unlike traditional body shops, Dent Vision gets your vehicle back to you in days, not with insurance approved, top quality repairs with lifetime warranty. Call today for your immediate appointment. 970-541-0679. That's 970-541-0679, or look us up at dentvisionkiosk.com.
Obamacare must be repealed. Premiums have risen as much as 100%.
Victor Mitchell is the outsider businessman running for Colorado governor.
I plan to repeal the exchange here in Colorado and replace it with a patient-centered health care plan where patients can access affordable care.
Vic will find new solutions.
There's a number of different dynamic clinics around the country that are doing extraordinary work, mostly through nurse practitioners, things like mammograms and colonoscopies and all types of blood work and even testing for mental health, and doing it very affordably.
Vic is the conservative with a plan to fix healthcare.
This means taking on the trial lawyers. This means transparency in pricing. So when you go into a service provider, a clinic, you see what the cash prices and the insurance prices are right when you visit. There's so much more that we could do, but we're not looking at our problems properly.
Learn more about Vic's conservative solutions for healthcare in Colorado at vic4gov.com. Paid for by Coloradans for Victor Mitchell.
All right, my friends, let's reverse course a little bit. I don't mind doing that once in a while. You keep pace with me. If you're regular listeners, you are a sharp, smart bunch. I'm not going to lose any of you when I take these hairbreadth turns. Here's a young lady who calls herself the blonde in the belly of the beast. She's here to talk about how women can provide value again. I listened to it. It's interesting. Here we go.
Hey guys, my podcast co-host is newly single, so we've been talking
My friend, stop for a second. Now, you know I'm an old geezer. I'm coming up on my 60th birthday. God help me. I remember a time when young women like this blonde in the belly of the beast, she appears to be in her 20s, they revered feminists because feminists were involved in gaining equality for women, which is a great thing. That's not what feminists do anymore. Feminists today spew hate, look for fights, complain about minutia, and in general make themselves a real pain in the ass. That's feminism in the 21st century, and they're not pulling the wool over this young lady's eye, not for a minute.
too hard on women because I'm just
Stop for a second. How come this young woman, who appears to be quite articulate, quite intelligent, well-educated, how come she's allowed to call women chicks? But when I call women chicks, I get dirty looks.
it is a Planned Parenthood activism. Quotes about women.
Okay, I don't have time to finish this. We're about to hit a commercial break. I'll put it on my Facebook page, Riell Truth Radio. But one thing that she said sticks out. If you have a profile someplace and you put strong, independent woman, what you're really saying to guys is, I'm going to fight with you. No guy will go near you. We'll be back.
And of his fullness we have all received, and grace for grace. For the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth came through Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. No one has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 16.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution.
Elizabeth Locker Plan and Elizabeth reminds our listeners that the drug problem is well documented. We know our kids will be approached at early age. We want to applaud the youngsters in our community who have had the strength to say no to drugs. They provide examples to their peers and families to be the best they can be. That's from Elizabeth Locker Plant, located at 366 Grand Street in Elizabeth, serving our area since 1993 and specializing in naturalized aged beef and pork and complete custom processing. Call 303-688-2240. That's 303-688-2240.
Total Concrete Services and Longmont reminds listeners, the men and women of our military dedicate themselves to serving our country. Their commitment and courage keep our country safe and strong. Let us honor those who have lost their lives in the line of duty and salute those who serve today. This reminder from Total Concrete Services at 4462 Hilltop Road in Longmont, proud to serve the entire area and to work on behalf of our future. For more information, call 970-535-4780.
All right, guys, welcome back to Riell Truth. I have got John Whitehead of the Rutherford Institute talking about tyranny rising and freedom dying. And no, he's not being an alarmist. Here we go. All right, hang on one second. You know, I like John Whitehead. In fact, I've had him on my show. I don't see what connection there is between what he's saying and Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been the president for about 14 or 15 months. To think that he would have completely changed, totally changed the nature of government itself is realistic. I certainly hope as we go through this video that Whitehead is not suggesting that Trump is just like all the presidents before him, because he very obviously, blatantly, clearly is not.
For example,
All right, my friends, let me interrupt here. I agree with every word coming out of John Whitehead's mouth. I don't understand why he started by taking a shot at Donald Trump. I know that Whitehead tends to be liberal. That's okay. But Donald Trump is responsible for none of this. And with everything on Trump's plate and everything that's being negotiated, everything he's already accomplished, to take a swipe at him because he hasn't yet reformed all the wrongs that he's laying out here is childish to the point of being foolish.
About how the government is more and more money, more under the guise of fighting the war, authorized, by the way, to make arrests and trained in military tactics.
It's wrong. Voting for Trump was a very real recourse, which is paying dividends. So I'm of two minds concerning what John Whitehead has said. That's okay. I put this on my Facebook page too, Riell Truth Radio. Go watch it, listen, share it, discuss it. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom Phillips, founder of the Green Herb.
How many times have you gone into a health food store and are confused as to the many different brands and prices on the same herbal supplements? You want to buy the cheapest, but you're afraid that quality is less, so you buy the most expensive. Truth is, the cheapest may be better. Green Herb herbal supplements are all manufactured in our Wheat Ridge, Colorado plant at 4565 Kipling Street using the highest quality herb that we source from all over the world. Our 150 different herbal supplements are the most potent and safest in America. Our guarantee is your money back, no time limit. Just return the bottle empty or full, no questions asked. So when you come to our new location, look for our new name, New Genesis, or call us at 888-765-HERB. That's 888-765-4372.
Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits, whether they are of God, because many false prophets have gone into the world. By this you will know the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses that Yeshua, Jesus, has come in the flesh is of God, and every spirit that does not confess that Yeshua, Jesus, has come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of Antichrist, which you have already heard was coming and is now already in the world. 1 John 4:1.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed. This is the America News Network.
Chaplain Collins LLC salutes our emergency first responders for their professionalism, commitment, and bravery. They're willing to put their lives on the line for us with little or no thanks. So let's all take the time to thank our first responders for all they do for us. Also thanking our veterans for the sacrifices they made for our freedom. This message is from Chaplain Collins LLC, with 2 locations in Denver and Fort Collins, serving the community for over 13 years. Visit them online at chapelcollins.com.
If catastrophe struck, would your family be prepared? Are you confident you wouldn't react in a panic? Is there one place to get all of your emergency supplies? Ferris Survival encourages you to have confidence through preparation, not panic through crisis. Ferris Survival, located at 3366 South Broadway, is a professional, reputable, full-service business providing quality, realistic preparedness supplies at an affordable price. Go online, stop by, or call 303-781-0343. Ferris Survival.
All right, Howard Riell Truth, welcome back, my friends. To my regular listeners, I want you to excuse me for what I'm about to do, but I'm talking to the Hillary voters across Colorado right now. They voted for the media representation of Hillary because they may not have known the real Hillary Clinton. Well, here's Dick Morris, who has known the real Hillary Clinton for a very long time, up close and personal. Go.
Over the place so we can get the truth out. How idealistic Hillary was.
Oh, hang on one second. Of course, it goes without saying, we've got trouble with the video. Did you expect anything else? All right, Dick Morris, be like that. Let's jump tracks then to Piers Morgan on the Tucker Carlson show, talking about how Bob Mueller's team is panicking and they're fishing for anything they might be able to pin on Donald Trump. Now, this comes from a few weeks ago, but don't worry about that. It's still relevant. My friends, I'm sure that being the big person she is, that when people were asking questions about Hillary Clinton's sex life, she maintained at all time her sense of humor. My friends, that is the kind of logic you would expect from a liberal asswipe publication like the failing New York Times. If he's got nothing to fear, then he shouldn't object to his constitutional rights being violated. That's exactly what you want to hear from the newspaper that claims to be the greatest in the world. Actually, it may be the greatest birdcage liner in the world, but that's about it. And I would expect, I would hope, I would pray that the New York Times would have a little bit more respect for the U.S. Constitution than they're showing. In the meantime, they have no respect for you and me and anybody who might read the New York Times, because instead of giving us the truth, the unvarnished, objective truth, they're subjecting us to lurid garbage about a president they want to see removed from office. That is not the job of the press. New York Times is crap, and if you're reading it, you should stop. And if you don't think you should stop, I don't know if there's any hope for you. What lies will you not swallow? New York Times is just the print incarnation of the fake news CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, on and on and on and on and on. You've got to be a smart consumer, even of news. You got to know who's telling you the truth and who's not. Right now, there's just about no one telling you the truth. I can count on the fingers of two hands the truthful media outlets out there. I'm pleased that my show is one of them. But you need to get savvy. You need to stop listening to the propaganda from the left. Let's take a break and we'll come back with more real truth.
United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. He was in the world, and the world was made through him, and the world did not know him. He came to his own, and his own did not receive him. But as many as received him, to them he gave the right to become children of God, to those who believe in his name, who were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 10 through 13. The American Freedom Network is not funded or supported by special interest groups or government programs. The American Freedom Network is not sponsored by advertisers demanding content or programming control. The American Freedom Network is solely funded by you, the listener. Please help keep the American Freedom Network on the air by purchasing one of our sponsors' fine products or by calling 1-800-205-6245 to make a donation. The American Freedom Network needs your help.
American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown reminds you, keep an eye on your child while shopping. Children tend to stray or become lost. This poses an opportunity for a would-be abductor. Please make every effort to keep track of your little ones at all times. If you have information regarding a lost child, call local authorities at once. This message is from American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown. For residential or commercial window tinting, call 303-263-4228.
My friends, you know, you're never, ever, ever allowed to harass or sexually molest a woman. That goes without saying. I mean, unless you're a liberal, then you are allowed. I will not repeat the entire litany, the whole list of liberals who are outraged at the way Republicans, conservatives treat women and who themselves have been outed as harassers and abusers of women. The latest allegations are naming liberal newscaster from years ago, Tom Brokaw, another liberal simpleton who doesn't practice what he preaches, but he wants you to practice what he preaches. Here's Ann Coulter weighing in.
Well,
Tom Brokaw is another one, and there are a lot of them, those elitist liberal asswipes who's not good for anything. Couldn't find his own butt with both hands, but he does as he pleases, which you should not do, by the way. He does whatever he wants to anyone he wants because he's better than you, because he's a liberal elitist. Understand the circular logic there?
Usually you have to be going for a career advice.
All right, guys, we'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll wrap it up here on Riell Truth. Stick around.
Article 4. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the places to be searched and the persons or things to be seized.
The Lord leads the counsel of the nations to nothing. He makes the plans of the people of no effect. The counsel of the Lord stands forever, the plans of his heart to all generations. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. The people he has chosen as his own inheritance. Psalm 33, verses 10 through 12.
Chaplain Collins LLC salutes our emergency first responders for their professionalism, commitment, and bravery. They're willing to put their lives on the line for us with little or no thanks. So let's all take the time to thank our first responders for all they do for us. Also thanking our veterans for the sacrifices they made for our freedom. This message is from Chaplain Collins LLC, with 2 locations in Denver and Fort Collins, serving the community for over 13 years. Visit them online at chapelcollins.com. Total Concrete Services and Longmont reminds listeners, the men and women of our military dedicate themselves to serving our country. Their commitment and courage keep our country safe and strong. Let us honor those who have lost their lives in the line of duty and salute those who serve today. This reminder from Total Concrete Services at 4462 Hilltop Road in Longmont. Proud to serve the entire area.
and to work on behalf of our future. For more information, call 970-535-4780.
Item from InfoWars: Germany will soon allow known Islamic radicals to, quote, reunite with their families under a law passed by Chancellor Angela Merkel's cabinet. The new policies will take effect on August 1, ensuring an increased flow of potentially dangerous migrants to enter the country legally. German state media has released key details of the new law as follows. Expand the right to family reunification to refugees living in Germany with lower-level subsidiary protection, a status that falls short of full asylum and doesn't grant indefinite stay. Also grant an additional 1,000 refugees per month the right to settle in Germany, provided they have relatives with subsidiary status already living in the country. My friends, number one, I couldn't care less if Germany is eaten alive by its Muslim population, which it is now being. Number two, if the government of Germany wants to reunite Muslims with their relatives, I'm all for it. I'm sure they have lots of relatives buried in cemeteries all across the Middle East. Item: an Afghan migrant who raped a 16-year-old girl with another refugee, quote-unquote, in Sweden, was sentenced to just 2 months in jail. The perpetrators were handed incredibly light sentences by the Lund District Court, with one receiving 2 months in jail and the other 60 hours of youth detention, unquote. So, my friends, when Afghan migrants come to your city and they rape, I don't know, your daughter maybe, will you feel satisfied that justice has been done if they're sentenced to 60 hours in youth detention? Item from the Washington Times: about half of all Americans now live under sanctuary policies that shield illegal immigrants from law enforcement, according to the latest tally of jurisdictions that the Federation for American Immigration Reform is releasing. FAIR calculates there were 564 states and municipalities that refused some level of cooperation with federal immigration authorities as of April 1, up more than 200 since President Trump took office, and up more than 500 compared with a decade ago. There were only 40 sanctuaries when President Obama took office. Item from WJZ Baltimore: 2 teenagers have been shot to death on Baltimore streets. The latest, a 16-year-old boy, as the city surpasses 100 murders for the first time this year. The 16-year-old, who friends told WJZ investigator Mike Helgren went by Streets or Jordan, I guess he had 2 names, one is Streets with a Z at the end, was shot near a basketball court at the Mary Rodman Recreation Center in the southwest part of the city Tuesday around 8:20 p.m. unquote. My friends, let me ask you 2 questions. First of all, how could this happen in Baltimore, which is a city that's been ruled by Democrats for decades, and so we know it's a peaceful, prosperous utopia? Number 2, we'll never know what kind of life Streets was going to go on to live. It's possible he may become a famous doctor, attorney, scientist, diplomat, either under the name Streets or under the name Jordan, whichever one he had to be using at that day. My friends, Baltimore is a toilet. The sanctuary city nonsense is ludicrous to the point of suicidal for this country. And the fact that there are so many sanctuary cities, some of these cities under Democrat control where people are being gunned down regularly, makes you wonder why anybody would ever vote for a Democrat again. I will see you on Monday, my friends. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Stay the hell out of sanctuary cities. And stay angry.